So today I wanted to talk a little bit about my transitions from placement to placement. I started out at Folk Laboratory School, which was an incredible school. It's a private school that is really, really into arts and basically does almost their whole curriculum around the arts, and it's Reggio inspired. My teacher was amazing. I think that we'll be friends for a long time. But switching into my next placement was a lot different. It was at Sunnyside, which is a Pittsburgh public school. And so I was more nervous about the students than anything else. And it turns out that the teacher wasn't the best fit for me. And so Renee and I came up with a plan to switch. And today I just started at Pine Richland, and I'm so used to doing elementary school, and that's what Sunnyside was also, even though it was supposed to be a secondary placement, which is mainly why I had to switch. And I was nervous because today was going to be my first day with high schoolers, and I was like intimidated thinking about the fact that we're really close in age, and supposed to be a fairly wealthy school, so sometimes a lot of judgment comes with that. And I got there, and I walked around the school for a little bit because I was pretty early. The artwork that was hung up was absolutely amazing and so impressive. Like, I can't believe high school students are doing that. It's better than most college students I know. And it was just incredible to see the difference between a public school that's an inner city school and a public school that's outside of the city, and to see how different the atmosphere is around there. And just like comparing all three of them, since I feel like I've been to three different schools, I just noticed that the problems with being an inner city school is not only really just that the students come from like all kinds of diverse backgrounds, so you have to, transition into that and worry about those things, but it's more that the mentality of the school itself is somehow clouded, and it feels almost sad in a way that I can't really describe. Like, some of the students come in and their look like they haven't had a shower in a week, and just like they need someone to be there to support them and encourage them and make them feel really good about themselves. And the sad part is that all the teachers like us who are enthusiastic, energetic, want to be there for the kids, either aren't really finding these schools or just don't look there because they can get other jobs. And so that was just like one of the things I noticed in transitioning from the different schools, is that it's almost unfair in the way that these kids at Sunnyside should be having the same privileges as the Pine Richland and the Folk students, but they can't either afford because of budgeting, or the teachers just aren't drawn to those schools. And it just has been a very interesting experience, and I feel like that at Sunnyside I spent a year there, but really it was only a week, and I'm really excited to move into my next placement, and I feel like it's going to be a really great new start for me. And the teacher, I think, will be perfect for me, and I'm thrilled to start throwing. It was only my first day, and I already started talking to the kids about their work and getting in there and helping them and showing them like tricks that I know with ceramics. So I'm really happy that it's majority of a medium that I know really well. But I am, however, pretty nervous about, teaching skills such as drawing and, very, skill-based things, because my own work isn't really based on that. Well, the ceramics, a lot of my majority of my work is very centered and things like that, but I don't do a lot of drawing and painting, because that's just not something that I'm super into. So it'll be a new task figuring out how to teach that, but still stick to my philosophy of, that interdisciplinary approach to teaching and exploratory approach, which I think that this teacher will be really open to thinking about that. But also, I want to get away from just strictly teaching process-based. So that'll be a challenge for the future with this transition, as well as another challenge being figuring out how to do an authentic rubric. I've been, after today, I was thinking about all the ways that I could make it more authentic than just a simple rubric where, the students write in what grade they think they should have, and then the teacher, grades them based on that and what she sees. And I think that's a great way to do it, but I also think that there's maybe a way that I could make it more unique to the way I think and the way that I learn and my philosophy. And I feel like everybody needs a chance to justify their work and the reasons why it was like this, and just to help even me learn more about ways that I can teach better. So I was trying to think of ways that I could do that today. It was only my first day, but still trying to, move forward. But I was thinking maybe if you had like rubrics where they could not only grade themselves, but they could also write down information about their piece. So say like you have the technical skills there and you list like were you able to pinch, coil, whatever, you have it. And they can explain, well, I decided not to use a pinch pot because coiling techniques worked better. I tried using that here. This piece was coiled. So that way you really understand it. And so even if you don't get around to every student, you have an opportunity to understand where they're coming from and why they made that work. And maybe even just get an in-depth understanding of what it means to them. And, maybe something that we might think is not extremely beautiful is beautiful in their eyes. And if you give them a chance to explain it and hear it out, maybe that changes the way we perceive a grade in a certain thing. So these are all just things that I've been thinking about, and the transitions I've gone through so far in Pittsburgh, not only with, moving in to a new city out of Philadelphia, but, changing to 3 different schools now. And, I just feel very fortunate to have, the teachers that I've had. And even I feel fortunate that I got to see the inner city school and see how that works, even if it was just for a few days. I'm glad I now can understand better what it's like for those students. And, it opens up a lot of new windows and eyes that I maybe didn't understand fully before I saw that. So even though it didn't work out for me being there, I think it was still a great experience to have and to just know a little bit more about that. So I hope this helps someone who is worried about transitioning from school to school, because I've gone through 3 now, and I feel like I know a lot more about Pittsburgh and the area, and just ways to help find myself and my teaching even more.